Hey friends, it's that Moretti guy. So today what I wanted to talk about was bean digestion. There are some people who have trouble when they're digesting beans, and you'll know this because of the very famous poem. Beans, beans, the magical fruit. Excuse me, my phone. Hello? Oh, it's my mom. Hi, Mom. What? What? Dissection? We're not talking about bean digestion? Yeah, no, it's not pretty. I know. Ooh, okay. Cool. All right, then I'll get back to that. I know. I know, farts are funny. I know, Mom. Okay, love you. Bye. Sorry about that, guys. Change of topic. We're going to talk about bean dissection.
Dissection. Cutting up a body or plant to study its internal parts.
Once again, I am going to use a scarlet runner bean. Scarlet runner beans are just a little bit bigger, so that way it's easier for me to show you on film. It's really difficult to take apart when it's still dry. So the thing you want to do is soak it in water overnight so it softens up. So you can see that the skin moves a little bit when I press on it and take off what's called the seed coat. You want to do it really gently. And if you've soaked it enough, it will come apart fairly easily. So the skin, or the outer layer, is what we call the seed coat. So it's taking its coat off and staying a while. And then you've got your seed. And it breaks apart into two halves. Again, you want to do that really gently. And so here, this large part is what's called the food store. This is what will feed the plant as it starts growing. This part here that looks like a little set of leaves, that is actually what will become the leaf. It'll become the leaf and the stem. And it's called the epicotyl. Epicotyl. Just below that is the hypocotyl. It connects the leaves and stem, or the epicotyl, to the root. And this part that's sticking out here is what will become the root. And before it's a root, it's called a radicle. That's radical. So, to help us out, I made a drawing. The seed coat we took off, that's the outer layer, but you can see the part that looks like leaves, the epicotyl, and then the hypocotyl that connects it to the radicle. And again, this is the food store. This is what's going to feed the seed as it sprouts and starts growing. Because remember, a plant can make a lot of its own food, but that's only after it's grown and it has begun producing food through photosynthesis with the chlorophyll. Right now, there's no chlorophyll. It's all white. All white? And so it won't start producing its own food until it starts, until it's green, when it has its leaves. So you remember from the seed starting that when you leave your seed in the water, look at that, the seed coat is breaking off. Let's take that right off. So the radicle pushed out and it started growing roots. And if you look really closely, I'm not going to try to show you here, but there's a lot of little hairs on the roots that will help it take in water, but also take in food. See, that radical is really thick and the roots come off of it. But right here, the hypocotyl, it ends, and then the epicotyl is coming up, and it even has leaves that are starting to separate. This will continue to grow and become the leaves and stems of the plant, and the food store will start to shrivel up as the plant grows and starts eating. Here's another one. There's still paper towel on the roots. And you can see the roots have gotten bigger. The radical is still there. And look, it hasn't even pushed off the seed coat yet. But the hypocotyl, and here is the epicotyl that's become the stem and the leaves. And so hopefully, if you've been patient enough with your seed starting, your seed will break out of the coat, the radical will start growing roots, and the epicotyl will start growing leaves and more leaves. And then after, just like after we did with our seed starting, remember I planted it in my milk carton. It kept growing, and there's more leaves coming out, and more. And there's even roots coming at the bottom where the water came out. It's been growing so much. So until the end of the month, until the end of May, I'm gonna keep it indoors, keep it wet, not too wet, and keep it in a sunny place so it's going to keep growing. But you'll see, if you have an opportunity with a bean, they're easier to use. If you dissect it, it won't grow, right? So that's okay, you can do one. So soak it in water overnight so you can take it apart and see the bits. But then as you have it growing, make sure you watch how the seed coat and the radical and the epicotyl change while it grows. I've got to get this into some dirt pretty quickly. Look at that. It's almost as big as that one. I'm really excited for these. Send me some drawings of what you find when you do your seed dissection. I can't wait to see some pictures of the plants you're growing. See you later.